Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are framing today and we're going to be adding in our rebar, and I got a new tool. I hit Harbor Freight last night and I was looking for a chop saw, just one that it's just an abrasive wheel, but they didn't have any in stock. So I got this instead. This is a portable bandsaw. We're going to see how it does against the rebar. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. That was so much easier than the giant bar with the bendy and the... Yeah, no. I like this a lot better. So that's a lot easier. That would have taken probably 30 minutes to make all those cuts on that other thing. And
maybe
we're done in 5.
Could just have a break.
Are you worn out?
I'm just hungry.
Oh.
Maybe we could have a lunch break in a minute.
It's like 9 o'clock.
We just got here. I think we may need to pull these
Forward.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at it. That's only supposed to be 6 inches. So these are off a little.
Ricky's going to go ahead and start tying in the rebar while I find our chamfers and probably pull nails out of them.
Hey guys, now it's just you and me. I find this kind of work monotonous and therapeutic at times. What's the painter? Bob Ross. There we go. See, we're just gonna put our happy little tie wire here and tighten him up.
These are MDO.
Really?
Yeah. These are.
Oh, you sure it's not the back of the MDO?
Oh, it's the back of the MDO.
Yeah, that's fine. I've found that I cannot tell the difference and they separate fine.
Oh, okay.
There's no real problem, so.
So what did we learn from the first time around that helped us yesterday?
Oh, for putting these up?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think shimming, because
Making
the
sure.
first time around, I kind of assumed, oh, when you screw everything together and tighten it up, it'll pull together those seams, and that's just not the case.
Here you can see we had to shim that guy.
Yeah, it's better to shim because it's leaving maybe 1/8 of an inch gap on the bottom, which it will fill in with rammed earth just fine. It doesn't really affect much, but it does make a huge difference aesthetically.
And yeah, in how well they come together.
I think I'm going to bend this one back because all these others are straight, and I know I'm just going to have a problem with this one, so... So yeah, that's the other thing that we learned the last time. Get your rebar as straight to where you want it to end as possible, because if there's any variation, once you start packing in rammed earth, it's very difficult to move it to be where you need it to be. Because there's just not enough room. Like, if it's too close to the foam on this side, you think, oh, you can just push it this way and bend it, but there's not enough room because this is there. There's no way to bend it. So... get your rebar set from the beginning, the right way. Do it the right way the first time. All right, so the air compressor has been putting out a lot of water, and as we have been using the, if anybody's asking, yes, I know I'm using this backwards. because I know someone's going to say it. We've been using the rammer with the air compressor, and it's been putting a lot of water through the rammer, which is going to like shorten the life of the rammer, which is a very expensive tool. So I went and got a drying system as well as a pressure regulator, so that way when we use smaller tools, we can adjust the pressure as well as dry the air that's coming from the air compressor to the tools. So that way it will extend the life of the tools. This monstrosity is about to go on to the air compressor. There. We're on. So these are called 2-lug universal or something like that. Always, always, always want to put a safety pin of some kind through here. Well, and really it's more important on the tool side, because then you've got a hose that's going like this with a big metal chunk on the end of it. So now that can't unclip. It also has little notches on the inside of this to help it with that, but that's just an extra safety precaution. All right, so now we have a way to change the pressure coming out of this. Using this one, we can adjust it to 90 or whatever the tool calls for, and that way we're not damaging our tools. He's barking at the bag.
The plastic bag's blowing in the wind.
Blowing in the wind, and he's... Get it, Shep! Get it! It's just a plastic bag, you goober. Because we want to be able to brace the wall with basically a piece of wood that's going to brace this to keep it from bowing outward. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to glue these down using this Great Stuff Pro Series Gaps and Cracks polyurethane foam sealant that actually acts as an adhesive pretty well once it dries and it cures, and this stuff sticks to the concrete, and that way we don't have to put any nails or bolts or anything through the concrete and damage the concrete. So let that cure for, what did we give it, an hour last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an hour.
Let that cure for an hour.
It'll probably take us that long to do the chamfers and that other top end piece.
Yeah.
Oh, but we can't turn this on yet because of the pipe dope.
It's all right. We need to do that top section.
Okay. We'll do that first.
Before we can do that. So.
Oh.
What?
Our door's not going to open very easily.
That's accurate. Well, now I see why they did it straight and went off to that side.
Oh well.
Oh,
It still works.
90 PSI.
Oh, wait. Don't we have to put in the spacers?
I need you to put your foot right there,
Okay.
and I'm going to screw from the other side.
Nope.
Right. So a lot of people have been asking about windows. The way we do windows is this. We will build this entire wall out 10 feet, and there will be a window that goes right here. Then essentially what we'll do is put forms up to here and ram in this bottom section, which will be the bottom windowsill. And then the window will go in, and then we will build the top section out of wood or some other thing. We could do rammed earth up there, but it's difficult to do that formwork. And I think it'll look just fine with wood or some other kind of spacer.
We have a couple of windows on the house where we will build forms in.
Yeah, it's called a punch out. And essentially what you do is the same process, but you build the bottom and then you build a form in the space where the window will be, and then you ram on top of that form going up, and you'll actually drill rebar in to both side walls to support that rammed earth beam that you'd be essentially putting in. So that's how windows work, and then you basically make these spacers. Last time, we built a spacer right here and rammed up to this point. That's actually not the best way to do it. After talking with Sirewall, who's been doing this a very long time, they said just put the spacers all the way to the bottom because you're going to end up filling this in anyway. So it doesn't matter what this looks like. So that's what we're going to do. And that way the beams, see our beams right here, they stop right here. They're locked in there real tight, but if they're behind, or if they're going to be all the way down to the bottom and then we fill that in, those beams will go nowhere ever. That's what we're doing.
At some point down the line, we will make a whole video about windows.
Yes, or doors, and the other question people have is how you butt two pieces of rammed earth up against each other, like this one over here. So this wall is actually just going to continue from here and go to about right here. It'll be a short little wall, and then this will be a doorway. But this short little wall will show you how to butt right up against it. But for now,
we're going to put chamfers in.
We're going to put chamfers in.
Take 2 on the chamfers.
Take 2. A lot drier now. There's not water shooting out of that thing anymore. It's awesome. All right. Yeah, why don't you...
I'll go make lunch.
And I'll go chop the studs. Because that won't take long, because now we have that bandsaw that makes chopping studs very easy.
Oh, are you going to use that to cut the hand tamper?
Oh, it can. Yeah.
Can you?
Sure.
If you're going to be cutting anyway?
Yep. I can do that.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, we'll see how far we get into putting up the next big ones. Oh, we should probably put this set of spacers in too. And I got to figure out what we're going to do for the vertical beam here. If I'm just going to scoot in the form around it. That's probably the strongest way, but certainly the most inconvenient.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot about this process that's super convenient.
True.
So I think we may just have to live with it.
So this is really just to keep the rammed earth from going into...
Well, show the collapse parts.
Yeah.
So we can keep it from going in there.
Hopefully we'll keep it from doing that. The reason that it broke out right here was actually because we couldn't compact this section of it because it was falling into the stud.
Yep.
So where all of those are, it broke out. So we're hoping that putting tape there will be just enough.
Yeah, we'll probably also be very gentle with the ramming right there. I mean, you know, as gentle as one can be 1,200 times a second, or 1,200 times a minute. Nice and tight. That's what I wanted to see.
All right, my awesome husband got the rebar tied in for the front. And I think we are ready
To do another tall one.
to do a tall frame.
I'm going to screw this side in first. Right here.
Okay.
Before I do that, let's check level. This way.
Oh, yes.
So if we have to shim it.
We do it before we screw and nail.
That's correct. Yeah, it probably needs to come up maybe a 1/16 of an inch. I mean, it's really, really close to level, but it is slightly this way. So we'll just give it a little shimmy shim.
Shimmy shim.
Shimmy shim. There we go. Perfect. We'll brace it and make sure it's level this way, and then we'll make sure the in-between wall is level. Does that make sense? While I screw it in.
Just tell me what to do.
Is your brain fried?
Uh-huh.
Are you just done?
The heat has decreased my brain capacity.
That's fair. Yeah, you want to make sure it's level and flat.
Yes. No, everything is perfect.
Okay. Put it in. We're all locked in.
Okay, now we nail.
3, 2, 1. Okay, ready? Firing in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. For this to be level, it has to be pushed like way out like that.
Oh, is it just tweaked?
Yeah, I think so. 2 feet on the money. Okay.
Well, that's good. That means
That's
that
real good. It means we didn't mess up that bad.
it just means that our frame is.
It's just a little tweak.
That's pretty darn close.
There. Perfect. All right. Nice.
All right, so we're gonna try to get one more up.
Yeah, let's do one more up, then we'll clean up.
Okay, I'll start cleaning up a little bit while you go grab the next form.
Okay. Cool beans.
Ready?
Break.
Break.
All right, we have reached the hottest part of the day. It is about 4:30 and we are calling it a day. We are gonna go get some dinner, hang out as a family. We got a lot done today though. All right, thanks for joining our adventure.